is. We shall see. This is the part of the show I was dreading because it's the crappy part of the show where we talk about injuries, and the names involved in these injuries are all superstars of the game. We start with Kevin Durant. Next 2 weeks, left calf strain. They were 8-1, obviously looking fantastic. But here we go again. The depth of this team, Lou, is it enough for that, when they lose a guy or if they lose a guy for extended periods of time, they can tread water?
I think they'll be fine this time around.
All right.
Last year I had some concerns with them dealing with injuries and how they were going to be sustainable throughout that. This is only 2 weeks. This is probably a 5 to 6 game stretch. And what I've seen from this Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal is finding his place in this big three. He's finding his rhythm on when to be aggressive during games, when he has that takeover ability and go out there and show and prove why he was the #1 guy in Washington. And so that's encouraging to me, just seeing how he's playing. Last year I saw him a lot just running corner to corner trying to figure it out. This year he's being more assertive. He's coming off of screens. He's being aggressive with the opportunities that he get. And he's one of those guys that can carry them to a lot of wins. And we're not even going to get into Devin Booker and what he's capable. You all right over there, Chandler?
You all right? You still with us? Spit it out. Don't keep it.
But Bradley Beal, he's one of those type of guys, and so with that, this gives him an opportunity to play a bigger role and show them that, hey, look, I can be the #2 guy or even the #1 guy where you can give me the basketball, and we'll be able to be okay until Kevin Durant gets back in 2 weeks.
Man, what a bummer, Chandler. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, when you have a guy like Kevin Durant with his age, too, you do not want to dilly-dally with the cap, someone who's been through an Achilles. So this is something that I think they're going to take their time. They're going to be cautious. And Lou said it, Bradley Beal, he's got to be the guy. Obviously, they're going to play through Devin Booker. He is going to be the main offensive piece. But Bradley Beal being healthy, being able to create his shot, being able to be that second offensive threat while Kevin Durant is out is going to be huge. And again, this is another opportunity for their bench. Grayson Allen, he's coming off a career year last year. He's got to step up. Guys like Josh Okogie, the rookie, Ryan Dunn. So there's a lot of guys. Royce O'Neal's been great for them when they go to their small ball lineup. So there's a lot of guys that are going to get more opportunity here because Kevin Durant's absence is a huge hole on the offensive end. So they're going to have to do it collectively. But Bradley Beal being healthy, he's used to being a #1 guy. So now he's going to have to show that he's still capable of that and how him and Devin Booker can kind of anchor that offense.
Another big name is Zion Williamson. This is a bummer. He's out indefinitely, another calf strain. In the coming weeks, they'll check him out again. 3-8, and they don't have DeJounte Murray either. I don't know, Chandler. The window on this Pelicans group, we start each year optimistic, and then something horrible happens. So is it closing? Where do you have it?
It feels like it's closing, honestly. The minute they paid Trey Murphy and not Brandon Ingram and that kind of told me what their future plans are. They're okay with losing BI. And then when you get off to a start like this, 3-8, where you make the big move in the offseason to acquire DeJounte Murray, who's a hell of a talent, and Zion, it's all dependent on health. Zion's one of those guys like a Wemby, like you just need him on the floor, like Anthony Davis. But there's always kind of that question, that mystery is how much are we going to get him? But it's just tough. They haven't had a real chance to play together. Herb Jones has been out. And you've seen flashes the last couple of years when this team is healthy, they can compete and they have enough, but they just haven't been able to put it all together. We haven't been able to see them all at their peak, healthy playing. So it's devastating. Right now, it's a bad time for the league. You never want to see anybody hurt, let alone stars. Yeah. And so many guys have gone down this week where it's not good. But yeah, New Orleans is in a tough spot, man. 3-8 in that Western Conference. That's a big hole that they've dug. And now with their 2 of their 3 best players out, it's going to be a tall task for them to have a chance.
And their schedule coming up is awful. And by awful, I mean every team is fantastic. Ja Morant, talking about stars. We just talked about how much we love watching him play. Well, he's week to week now. He also had an injury on Wednesday against the Lakers. Lou, what do we do here? Can they figure it out enough? I mean, they've learned how to play without him, unfortunately, but how long can they do that for?
I'm looking here. You got at Los Angeles, you got the Lakers, you got at Warriors, and you got Nuggets on a home and home. It's going to be tough. They're going to have to rely on the juniors. They're going to have to rely on Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jaren Jackson Jr. Those are going to have to be the guys that are going to step up and get these guys through the next couple of weeks, until you get Ja Morant back. Until, I don't see Bane here in the box score. Those are 2 guys that are your anchors that are going to get you through a lot of these tough times, and they're not available. So you're going to have to reach down to your younger guys, and they're going to have to step up. You're going to have to go through some growing pains and prove themselves, and that's going to be the only way. They got a big win last night against the Portland Trail Blazers. But like we said, that schedule is going to kick up. These are going to be two extremely difficult road games to win without your star players. But do they have enough to do it? It remains to be seen, but it doesn't look good.
Why can't we have nice things, basketball gods? We were just talking last week about watching Ja Morant, or even this week, the 360 and all that. We just want to watch him play, Chandler.
Yeah, and this is kind of that mystery team. When they're fully loaded, they can win games and they're tough. But when you look and see Desmond Bane and Marcus Smart, they've only played 5 games, and Ja Morant is obviously their everything, and he is kind of their engine that makes them go. And now he's not available, so it's tough because I think for them, the next couple of weeks, if they just kind of stay afloat in that 500 range, and then they get time to fully healthy and they get those guys back, I think they can make their move. But again, the Western Conference is much deeper than the Eastern Conference. The teams can't afford to go these 3 to 4 to 5 game losing streaks because the teams are too good. The conference is too deep. So you hate to see it for Ja Morant. Everything he went through last year, we're talking about his availability. Now it comes with an injury on a nasty fall. You just hope he can do whatever he can to get back on the floor because this team needs him.